Right, hello, welcome back to the channel once again. Just warming the bike up, and look at this, the leaves have gone. Yeah, no, it doesn't mean autumn's over though, I'm afraid. It just means that I've done a little bit of tidying up, about time. So there we go, autumn's still here, it's still quite cold. But I'm going to set off now. I'll see you down the road. Yes, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. Had a little bit of a change of feel today because I'm going to have a moan. And it's not like me. Most of my videos, well, all of them are sort of positive, but I thought I'd have a little moan because we all like a little moan sometimes, don't we? Let's be honest. And it's only in fun. It's really not very serious. It's just things that in motorcycling and around motorcycling that bug me, because there are things, I think we've all got things that bug us, that annoy us a little bit. I just thought I'd go through some of mine. You might find it amusing, you might not. But yeah, stick around and I'll go through it. Right, let's get to it. Number one, and this is the height of motorcycle seats and their accessibility. Now, I'm a bit of a short arse, the first to admit it. I can't really deny it, can I? But my problem is that why aren't bikes made, this is my thing, why aren't bikes made, or more bikes at least, with adjustable saddles, with seats that can be moved up and down? It can be done. I've owned a bike like that. It was a Honda CB1000F, and I know the CB600F is the same, and it's got an adjustable seat. There's 3 different levels you can put it at, and it looks really neat and tidy in each one you choose, and it allows riders of various different sizes to fit the bike well. Now, I know in certain circumstances that possibly isn't doable, especially if a bike is a very specific design for a specific purpose. But what I would say is that motorcycle manufacturers really should design most of the bikes with an adjustable seat, and I don't mean just a seat option with with less padding in it, but actually an adjustable seat that moves up and down. There's no reason they couldn't. It would just take a little bit of extra effort, and to be honest, I'm amazed that they pigeon, get out of the way. I'm getting attacked by pigeons here. To be amazed, to be honest, sorry, I'm amazed that they get away without offering that option. I mean, let's be honest, if you were a car manufacturer and you brought out a car and there was only one place that the seat would sit, you couldn't slide the seat backwards and forwards, well, it would be completely unacceptable, wouldn't it? Utterly unacceptable, obviously. Maybe a bit of an exaggerated analogy, but why is that not the case with motorcycles? How come motorcycles are a one-size-fits-all, take-it-or-leave-it option? I really don't see how manufacturers can get away without offering that. Now, if you're 5'10", 6 foot tall, you're going to think, Dave, what on earth you want about? I jump on all bikes and they're all fine. And yeah, of course, that is the situation. But if you're of less than average height, as I am, you will know that so many bikes are problematic because of how tall they are, and it's really frustrating. So that's seat height, and just as a sort of an ancillary to that, and this is the thing, I don't know whether you've noticed yourself, but it so bugs me when I see people doing road tests on bikes, and this isn't just vloggers, people like myself, it's also professional outfits like Motorcycle News or Bennett's or the other sort of professional channels, and the tester sits on the bike and says, as you can see, I can get my feet on the floor, and I'm 5'10", or I'm 6'2", and my feet are on the floor, my knees are bent. And every time I hear this, I just scream at the screen. It drives me crazy. Height, a human being's height, is not directly correlated to leg length, and it's leg length that you need to know about. So come on, testers of bikes, if you're mentioning that factor in your tests, tell us your leg length, your inside leg measurement, not how tall you are. It's irrelevant. I know people who are 5'10" and have got shorter legs than I have, and vice versa. It's leg length that we need to know about. So come on, that's another thing that really pisses me off when I see it. It's a little thing, I know, but it just baffles me that people don't realise it. Okay, what else? It's a bit of an obscure one, this, but ape handlebars? Have you seen those things where people are hanging off the handlebars and they're about 2 foot above the top of the bike, up here somewhere? What is all that about? I know it's a look, it's a fashion statement, I know, and some fashion statements are pretty stupid, but it's a motorcycle, for God's sake. This is a means of transport. What on earth are ape handlebars all about? I'll just leave that there. I don't know, maybe some of you can put in the comments, maybe you've had you like ape handlebars. I don't know. If you do, explain to me why, because to me they are utterly absurd. Can't say much more than that about those, really. Here we come up to Shutterford. Ooh, we're off. Right then, the next one, what else? Oh yes, now this is going to be a bone of contention amongst people. They'll probably split the room. And it's basically about sports bikes, but not sports bikes as such. Let me tell you a very quick story. I had, as I may have mentioned before, a period of time off motorbikes. Had a very serious accident on one, and I was recovering physically for the best part of 2 years. So I had a period where I sort of put motorbikes out of my mind. Motorcycles weren't in my focus. I tried to ignore them as much as I wanted to still be involved with them and look at them and read about them. I tried not to, because I knew I sort of couldn't have one at that time. And when I came back to motorcycles, a weird thing had happened, and that thing was the sports bike craze had kicked off. So when I left bikes, virtually all bikes were a sort of a standard configuration and standard seating position, ergonomically pretty similar, which is the sort of thing that the CL500 is. Handlebars up straight, you sat up straight. That sort of standard bike, if you want to call it that. And when I came back, it was right smack in the middle of the sports bike craze. What bugged me about that was that I talked to people within the trade and other bikers, and it was almost as though, have you ever seen that film, what's it called now, where aliens have taken over people's minds? The original film was a 50s film, can't remember it now. It was remade recently and it wasn't as good as the original. But yeah, everyone sort of, they look the same, but they're not, and that was almost the case with bikers. All the bikers were telling you the most ridiculous things, such as, yeah, race bikes, that's what you need to be leant right over the handlebars, you need a full fairing, you need to be a very high revving engine with all the power made at the top. And I was stood there in response to this hypothetical statement that they would make, in utter amazement, thinking, wait a minute, what happened to ordinary bikes for the road? They're race bikes, they're designed for a track. I get that, they're brilliant at that, they're all you'd want on a track. But what the hell happened to road bikes? And of course, as we now know, things have turned around. And you walk into a motorcycle showroom now, and you probably not see a single sports bike in there, not one. The last 3 or 4 showrooms I've walked into, various makes, various types of dealer, I haven't seen a single sports bike. And we all know that the sports bike is, effectively dead. So in this period that I had away from motorcycles and came back to, somehow sports bikes had taken over completely, to the extent that they were the only game in town, largely. There were still standard bikes, but they were few and far between. And you had the ridiculous thing of people like Motorcycle News and other mainstream media telling you that a good bike to go touring on, if you want to go touring, is a Honda Fireblade or an R1. As I said, it was almost like somebody taken over their minds. So that bugged the hell out of me at the time, and I wondered what had happened. But I'm glad to say now that's gone, and sports bikes are there. They're in a niche, just like retro bikes and adventure bikes and dual sport trail type bikes. A niche, which is what they should be. They should not be one type of bike, all encompassing, because no bike can do everything. Well, it can do everything, but it's not ideal for everything. And as a road bike going along roads like we're on now needs to be an all-rounder, how can a sports bike ever be the best bike for this situation? I would say it simply can't be. It's a nonsense. So there we are, we found a tractor. I'm coming upon a bike here, not sure what it is. That's from something Honda. From the same place I bought my bike from. I think it's a CB500F, isn't it? It could be. Well, there we go, look at the sun, absolutely marvellous. It was really cold this morning, but it's turning around a bit, there's a little bit of warmth in the air, fantastic. So that's sports bikes. I think I'm going to have to go down the edge of these, with all due respect to the chap in front. Oh, it's turning right, that's fine, that's fine. Oh, and he's just decided to overtake at very much the wrong moment. Oh dear, oh dear. All fun and games. Again, if you got any opinions on any of the things I've mentioned, there are more things. I'll do a second video on this, or a few more little things as well. But as you can tell, I'm coming up to the cafe now. I don't know if this chap's coming to have a cup of tea as well. He might be. Yes he is. So I'll join him, whoever he is, and thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this little rant, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.